Thank you, Mr. Chair. Um, First of all, we'd like to thank you all for including us in your platform and inviting us. We welcome that. Us being here present and presenting our voice and our views on the nuclear industry is important to us. And here's a presentation on our thoughts.
So we will introduce ourselves first and then give you our ideas and our thoughts about it. So I'd like to present you Milo Alani, who is currently the chair of the ENS-YGN, so the European Nuclear Society Young Generation Network. He holds a master in applied mathematics and a bachelor in economics. Before he joined the nuclear industry, he was a risk analysis manager at a bank in Sweden. And in 2008, he joined Westinghouse Sweden and is doing transient analysis and is a bid manager. He has been the chair of the Swedish YGN for 2 years and the co-chair from 2011 to 2013 from the ENS YGN. And since June this year, he is the chair of the ENS YGN.
And it's my turn to present my colleague here. Her name is Eileen Radde. She is from Austria. And she did a master in technical physics, and she did her master thesis in nuclear security. Between 2009 and 2012, she did the consultancy work for IAEA. And this year, she was hired by the nuclear engineering Swendendorf. No, sorry, Sieberdorf. And between 2010 and 2013, she was the chair of the Austrian Young Generation Network. And since 2011, she is the secretary of the Austrian Nuclear Society. Last, but definitely not least, and most important, she was elected the chair, my wingman, or my wingwoman to be politically correct, for the ENS-YGN network. All right, I'm going to briefly explain to you what we do. We are part of European Nuclear Society. The Young Generation concept was founded in 1994 by the CEO of Asea-Atom, Jon Runemark. And then he founded it in 1995 in European Nuclear Society, and then it was spread out through all over Europe. And today, 19 years later, or almost 18 years later, we have 24 member countries. We are the single largest organization representing our age group in this industry in Europe.
Yeah, we have one. There is one limit. We have an age limit up to 35. Everybody can join us, but over that age limit, you have to join the ENS itself.
So I'm sorry to say, I mean, even though that many of you wants to be a part of us, there's an age limit of until 35.
So just to So for us, we have a few objectives, what we are doing, what we are working for. So we are mainly focused on 2 pillars, which is knowledge management and knowledge transfer. And the other one is communication. So we would like to, you are our experts and you should give us your knowledge and transfer it to us. Don't let a gap happen, and we would like to share information with you and get information from you. And the other thing is what I think we can do and what we are good in is communicating to the public, to everybody outside there, telling what we think and what is happening in the nuclear. So usually we organize workshops, seminars, during conferences. We are present here at this forum. We have debates in all our member countries with the public, with schools, with universities, and we try to share all our thoughts about nuclear.
All right. This is just to stir up some emotions. This is our thoughts of the business. We are a part of the business. But as any young people, we have sometimes different views in comparison to our parents. Let's go back a couple of years. Once upon a time, nuclear was in, nuclear was hip, nuclear was cool. Let's say about 50 years ago. But now we feel that it is a bit conservative. It is highly criticized business, and we are perceived as withdrawn, almost ashamed of what we do. We are inflexible and sometimes backwards thinking in today's world. This quote was said, I took this quote from a discussion I have with a highly decorated HR director in Sweden. And I was discussing with her on visibility, and she told me we don't need to be visible. People that we hire, they know what they want, and they come to us. We don't need to go out and show us. And this explains somewhat the mentality in the business. Again, this is our perception. So, nuclear, in our point of view, is not perceived as creative. It's not futuristic. It's not outspoken, not outgoing. We are not direct. We don't engage. We don't fight for our right to exist. Not openly, at least. We're not dynamic. We're not challenging. And pragmatic. So to conclude, we feel that nuclear is not cool anymore. Not when it was like 50 years ago, when it was new, when it was edgy. It doesn't fly anymore. It's not sexy, to be honest. Yes, we have a bit of an issue to work with our image, branding the business as a unit. So we feel that we have a bit of challenges to work with.
Okay, so these are now our points we would like to share with you. So I saw that you're a platform of industry, research, and academia. So all the three partners are gathered here. So if you want to have a good next generation, what we represent, we would like to work for you, but you have to get us in your boat. You have to be, you have to want us. I think that's the best thing. So for the industry, you have you have a good research, you have good projects, and you will get good people for those projects if you work together with the academia or the research partners, and if you don't hide behind any doors and say, okay, no, this is protective, this is sensitive objects, we don't want to share that. Try to get young people on board. They are willing to come and they're willing to share their thoughts with you. That's the same for the academia. Sometimes I have the impression that the academia says, oh, we only do independent research. We don't want to go outside and share our thoughts with industry or research, because then we are not independent anymore. But this would be a good opportunity, especially in nuclear, to get into new projects, into high technology and really good research projects if you open up. And the same is for the research. Try to be the linking partner between those two partners, between the industry and between the academia, to get all the young and next generation people on board and have them with you.
Yes. Here we have listed a couple of questions that we'd like to ask you. In general, you don't need to answer. How many CEOs or CNOs are female in our business today?
So how many young people do you have in your companies? So I'd like to ask Milo, how many female people are in your board of directors? I know you're from Sweden, so
yes.
It's a
in
bit...
In Sweden we are good with being politically correct. So yes, about for Westinghouse Sweden, about 40% of the portion of the board of directors in Sweden, Westinghouse Sweden, is about 40%. So that's really good.
That's really nice.
Yes. And in your company?
Well, I'm the only scientific staff working in my company, and I don't know, we are 60 people, we have like 10 people doing research, and I'm the only woman. And we are about 16 young people, so that's okay, but for the female part, no, that's not okay.
And as we all know, there's an age gap between the commanding generation and the newly hired ones. The second question is a valid question, because there is a generation gap, and with generation gaps you have a different way of thinking. And a good way to close that gap is maybe to include young, ambitious people to be a link in the strength of management in the companies. And also in general, we are, I mean, for the same resources, right? We have a competition for the same resources. We have similar industries that are in competition with us for the same brains, arms, and legs. So what do we do? Like, if you compare with competing businesses, what do we do to take care of the young ones that we hire? I know we live in a difficult world, especially our business, with Fukushima and the financial crisis, and we are in saving mode right now. And what measurements do we take as a unit? We know that there are some. The World Nuclear Association have the World Nuclear University, and IAEA have a newly established nuclear management program. Vano has also a program for youngsters. Yes. Okay. You are our parents. You are our parents. If you look at it in a broader perspective, at home, you are our parents, and you've taught us several things. You've taught us to think of ourselves, to grasp our future. You've taught us to be independent. You've taught us to go out and travel, to see the world, to seize the moment, to capture the day, right? But when you put on your working suit and come to the company and when you are our managers and our CEOs, there's a glitch. What you teach us at home is not the same what you teach us in this business. Because in this business, you have to have 20 or 30 years experience. You have to be preferably male to get your voice heard or to grasp the moment. And we, in our generation, in this globalized world, our generation, we tend to travel more. We want to be a part. We want our voice to be heard. And there is the way the business are formed, the mentality of the business, how it's formed, and how we think and act. There is a glitch in our point of view.
Okay, sorry. So the other thing is what we as the next generation like and love to do. We try and we love to communicate. So as the nuclear industry is perhaps not the best communicator overall, because we were for a long time we were saying, okay, we don't have to communicate with the public. It's so a complex matter. They won't understand it anyhow. But that's not true. We should go outside and tell them what we are doing. Show them what you're doing. They will understand it if you talk to them on their level. And this is, I think, what we can help you with, because we know social media. We do that every day. I don't know how many of you are on Facebook or on Twitter and communicate there every day. So that's good. I don't know if you're active in promoting nuclear, even on Facebook. We have in the German-speaking countries, there is a shitstorm going on right now about Fukushima from some Nets ladies. So they post really nonsense there. And it's really difficult to work against it. But all of us should try to post something neutral on the topic. Try to just put links there, like from the IAEA or from World Nuclear News or whatever, or from Foratom. Just be present and show that you are there. And go outside and don't hide anywhere. So from the ENS side of you, we have our awareness is shown with Foratom and ENS. And the other thing, if you're interested, go to this webpage, Nuclear Myths. There is the Croatian Nuclear Society, the young generation, generated this webpage, and they are still looking for contributions. So they try to solve the biggest myths about nuclear in a simple way, and this is really a good webpage, and I can just recommend it to have a look there. So that's from our part. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much.
I thank you very much. You are too optimistic. We are not your parents, we are your grandparents. And this, this makes the situation really worse. So this is first I would like. Second, I am very happy that you are coming from countries, Austria and Italy, because this gives me a perspective of the European future. Then I would like only say that knowledge management for me is something which this is difficult to understand. I always was thinking that knowledge management is possible only on job. You cannot have a knowledge perceived in construction of nuclear without constructing them. No books, no training courses. I think it is clear that we must, if you look at our auditorium, you see almost only grandparents except few ladies. So we need you on the board, and I'm very happy. Take you on the board, there will not help any PR's training. We need sound activities which guarantee financing a good situation of our companies, research organization, utilities, and then we can hire young generation. And I think we should do our best that the nuclear has financial stability, because my experience from my former activities was whenever I need young people, if I have money, I can get the best ones. But promises that in the future it will be better doesn't help. Thank you very much.